accountability where we're no longer protected. It's about preparation. And you know, even after you become a child of God, preparation doesn't stop. Because you can look out and see all these little children running around. We still need to be prepared. And you know, like Brother Sam was preaching about the prayer.
As if you've already won.
And it seems like, and I can just speak for myself, that I'm the world's worst for being slack and until something bad comes along. Then I go to the Lord in prayer.
The opposite should be.
And you know, it's like when God's people were under bondage. A long time ago, you can read in the book of Exodus. And you know, Moses came to him and told him. He told him, he said, you take a lamb as a sacrifice for each one, each family, each household. Yeah. You take that lamb and you slaughter it. And you take the blood of that lamb and you go to your doorsteps. Yep. And you wipe it. You dip a sponge in that blood, in that vessel with the blood in it, and you wipe it on your doorpost and on the top. Because tonight, death is going to come into our little village. Death is going to come into the city tonight. Just prepare for it. And you know, everyone that had the blood of that sacrifice smeared on their doorposts when death come creeping into that city, it seen the blood of that sacrifice and it passed on by. Yeah. But every household that didn't have the blood on its doorpost, death would creep in through the door because they hadn't prepared. Listen, you pray from it at a time. There's a point that I want to get across this morning. Listen, you know what? When death comes creeping into your home, listen, when troubles come, listen. And I promise you, they're going to come if they're not already here. Listen, this life is about making those preparations when troubles come. Listen, you know, when I was just a young Christian, I was about 19 years old. Listen, and my uncle Eddie had a tree fall on him down in Kentucky. Listen, and it paralyzed him, and he spent I don't know how many weeks in intensive care.
Said he wouldn't make it.
I went down there to their home for a summer to try to help my cousin Chad keep the sawmill running. Listen, and you know what? One night a great storm come, a great flood come from the hills. Listen, and it washed the homes out. You know what? The next morning, after that flood come, I went down to the mouth of the little holler there in Paintsville, and there was a little home, a little single wide trailer. Was an 87-year-old woman living in it. Listen, and you know what? I went down there just to see if she'd made it okay. And when I got down there, all you could see was the roof of that little home. Listen, and she was standing out there in her driveway on the little hill looking down. And I went to her and said, sis, is everything okay? Is there anything I can do? Listen, and she just was quiet there for a minute, and all I could think of was to say, when you heard that flood come in, Brother Sam, I bet you prayed pretty hard, but she looked at me, and what she said, I've never forgotten. She said, son, don't you know I was prayed up? Listen, when that flood came, I didn't need to hit my knees because I've been hitting them every day. You need to make the preparations while you've got breath, while you've got opportunity. Listen, you know what? It's like, kind of like, there's an old story that I read, and I love it. Listen, was an old farmer, listen, who needed some help to work on his farm. So he went and he put flyers up, seeking some help, help wanted signs. Listen, and the weeks went by, and nobody came to see him. Nobody put in for help. When he was about to give up, he heard a little knock on his door one evening, and when he opened it, was an old man standing there with one of them flyers in his hand. Listen, and that farmer thought, what good is this man gonna be to me, this feeble old man? That farmer asked him and said, do you know much about taking care of the farm? Listen, and that old man looked at him and said, when the storm comes, I can sleep right through her, but that farmer didn't know what he was talking about. Listen, and you know what? A couple days later, they were working around the farm and went inside for the evening. But late that night, thunder began to roll, lightning began to pierce the sky, and the flood waters came down. Listen, that farmer woke up in a panic. Listen, and he ran outside and he looked, and the barn doors were sealed shut, and all the animals were accounted for. Listen, and he went out to where that old man was staying. Listen, and he knocked on his door. Listen, and he come and opened it up, and that old man was standing there, and he looked at him and said, I told you that when the storm comes, I'll be able to sleep right through her because I've made my preparation.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And you know, when Jesus was on the hill and he was hanging on the cross, in between the two sinners, the thief and the murderer. And after he had been hanging there for a while and they beat him, and finally he hung his head and said, "It is finished." And he closed his eyes and breath left his body. And you know, the storm come.
Yeah.
After Jesus had left this world, the storm come. It says the skies began to darken and thunder roared.
Yeah.
And those soldiers that were there, that were the ones that were pierced, that were crucifying him there, they began to get scared. And so they went to that first man and they broke his legs so that he might die a little quicker.
That's right.
And you know what? They went to the second man there and they took and broke his legs. But when they came to Jesus, the scripture says, seeing that he was already dead, they broke not his legs, but a soldier instead. He picked up a spear and he stuck it in Jesus' side just to make sure that he was dead. And when he pierced him, blood and water sprung forth. People, the scripture may say, seeing that he was dead, but there was more life in that blood and water. Listen.
Yeah.
So much life in it. And you know, he let every drop spill. And even after he come back and he appeared to them. And he told them, he appeared to his disciples after he was dead. He said, "Peace be unto you."
Yeah.
And you know, Thomas hadn't seen him the first time. And he doubted and he said, "Unless I behold the holes in his hands and thrust my hand into his side, into the spear hole, I'll not believe."
Yeah.
And you know what? When Jesus came back and appeared to him and Thomas was there, and he looked at him and he said, "Behold my hands and my feet." And he says, "That it is I myself, you come and handle me and see. For a spirit hath not flesh and bones as you see me have." You know what? I often pondered on that scripture. Why is it that it says, "Handle me and see that a spirit hath not flesh and bones as you see I have"? Why doesn't it say blood? Why doesn't it say that I'm flesh and blood? Because he let every drop fall from him. Listen, so that just like that sacrifice, when Moses told him what to do, you spread that blood on your doorposts, and death's not going to find you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, you get some of the blood of my Lord on you, and death will pass over you. But I want to say this morning that troubles are going to come, storms are going to come. Just like Brother Sam was preaching about, you're going to feel the weight of the world on you at times. But my Lord is the answer. Even though sometimes it may not be, Brother Sam, what we think it needs to be. If we can be sincere when we say, "Lord, thy will be done in all things,"
Yeah.
then it'll be good.
Yeah.
Come on, Dad, close it out.